Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news in a league where every move counts. The buzz around the NFL now centers on a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the NFC West's defensive landscape. Reports are swirling that the Denver Broncos might be exploring the possibility of trading Patrick Surtain, one of the league's premier shutdown cornerbacks, to the Seattle Seahawks. Now, if you're a Seahawks fan, you know how vital it is to bolster that secondary, especially with the division heating up. Seattle's defense has been solid, but adding a talent like Surtain could take them to an entirely new level, especially in a conference where aerial assaults are increasingly prominent. Let's break down what this could mean for the Seahawks and why this rumor has so many of us on the edge of our seats. First off, Surtain, coming out of Alabama, has established himself as one of the top young cornerbacks in the NFL. His ability to lock down elite receivers is second to none, and his stats this season are proof of that. With 2 interceptions in just 11 games, a PFF grade of over 90, and allowing just 45% of passes thrown his way to be completed, Surtain is the kind of player who can change the dynamic of any secondary instantly. His coverage stats, an EPA per target of -0.25 and an average separation of just 1.4 yards, highlight his ability to stick with the best WRs and suffocate their routes. Now, imagine Surtain lining up across from the Seahawks' top receivers. With Witherspoon already emerging as a shutdown corner in Seattle, adding Surtain would create a formidable duo capable of neutralizing even the most explosive passing attacks. This kind of cornerback tandem could be the difference maker in close playoff games, especially against high-powered offenses like the 49ers or the Eagles. And let's not forget, Surtain isn't just a lockdown guy. His career totals boast 76 games played, 198 tackles, 12 interceptions, and 2 forced fumbles. His missed tackle rate is just over 5%, which is stellar for a cornerback, and shows his discipline and reliability. The potential trade makes even more sense when you look at the Broncos' current situation. They are sitting at 7-7, with a cap space of around $2.7 million, allowing some flexibility but also pressing for cap management. They're permitting an average of 220 passing yards per game, which is middle of the pack but could be improved with fresh talent. Surtain's price tag is estimated at around $22 million per year, making him one of the more expensive corners, but his impact on the field justifies such a contract, especially for a team like Seattle, which is looking to contend now and in the future. Denver's front office seems to be in a bit of a crossroads. Reports indicate they might be looking to shake things up, possibly focusing on upgrading their offense or acquiring draft picks to build for the future. As part of that strategy, trading Surtain could be a way to maximize value, especially if they believe they can get multiple draft picks or a promising young cornerback in return. The Broncos are also trying to balance their cap and roster needs, and losing a cornerstone like Surtain might be tough, but could be a necessary move to reset their rebuild. On the Seahawks side, the impact would be immediate and significant. Their secondary, already rated at a solid PFF grade of around 78.2, would get a major upgrade. Surtain's presence would allow Witherspoon to shadow the best receivers on the opposing team, freeing him up to be even more aggressive. This pairing could significantly reduce the yards allowed, especially in deep passing situations, which have been a sore spot at times this season. Seattle's defense has been good against the run, but their aerial coverage, especially against top-tier offenses, needs that extra edge. Surtain could bring that, and the results could be seen in the form of more turnovers, fewer big plays allowed, and a more intimidating secondary overall. Furthermore, this move could have ripple effects across the division. The 49ers have a potent passing attack, and if Seattle manages to contain them better, it could shift the balance of power. San Francisco's offense relies heavily on their receiver core, and having a shutdown corner like Surtain could neutralize their top weapons. That, combined with Seattle's already impressive front seven, might make the Seahawks a true nightmare for NFC West quarterbacks. Looking ahead, the Seahawks are already sitting at 10-3, firmly in playoff contention and eyeing a deep postseason run. Adding a talent like Certain could boost their Super Bowl odds significantly. Recent betting odds had them at around +1,200 to win it all, but with this kind of upgrade on defense, those odds could tighten to +650 or even better. Certain's ability to neutralize the league's top receivers, like Justin Jefferson or Davante Adams, makes him an X-factor in the playoffs. His presence would allow Seattle to play more aggressively on defense, knowing they have a lockdown corner who can take away the opponent's best option. And it's not just about this season. The Seahawks are building a roster that can contend for years to come, especially with Geno Smith at quarterback, who has shown he can lead this team deep into the playoffs. This kind of defensive upgrade would also be a statement to the rest of the league that Seattle is serious about reclaiming its place at the top. The Seahawks front office has been aggressive in recent years, making bold moves to improve the roster, and acquiring Certain would be the next logical step in their championship pursuit. Of course, all of this hinges on the Broncos' willingness to part with Certain and the Seahawks' ability to meet their asking price. Given the value Certain brings, it's likely to cost multiple draft picks or a promising young player, but for Seahawks fans craving a real difference maker on defense, it might be worth the price. Imagine a secondary that can shut down the division's top receivers, force turnovers, and give the Seahawks, already potent offense, even more opportunities to score. It's a recipe for dominance and a serious shot at a Super Bowl run. Looking at the bigger picture, this potential trade also ties into the broader strategy of the Seahawks front office. They've been building through the draft and free agency, but adding a veteran lockdown corner like Certain would be a bold move that sends a message. Seattle is all in this year and beyond. It's reminiscent of the Rams' aggressive offseason in 2019 when they acquired Jalen Ramsey, which elevated their defense and propelled them to a Super Bowl appearance. Certain could have a similar impact, elevating the Seahawks' secondary from good to elite. As fans, it's exciting to imagine what this could mean. The Seahawks have a talented roster, a strong coaching staff led by Pete Carroll, and now, potentially, the chance to add a true game-changer at cornerback. This move could be the final piece that cements their status as NFC contenders. It's also a reminder that in the NFL, every season is a new opportunity, and sometimes you have to make bold moves to stay ahead in the game. The division is tough, but with Certain on board, Seattle's defense could become a nightmare for offenses and a key reason they go deep in the playoffs. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe the Seahawks should pull the trigger and trade for Patrick Surtain? Would you be willing to part with draft picks or a young player to secure this elite cornerback? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seahawks news. Let's keep the passion alive and continue rooting for our team as they chase that next Super Bowl. Go Seahawks!